What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Pour. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Brian.
And today we're going to share with you the bottles that we have bought recently. And normally, Brian and I pride ourselves on really not spending that much money on bourbon, particularly with prices per bottle and just the amount. We actually have had a lot of conversations like, man, how do these guys buy all these bottles? And then this month has been a big month for both of us.
We've splurged.
Yeah. And it's not even bourbon season. We both mentioned that. We do have a couple bottles that each of us bought.
That pair up here.
Let's start with.
Let's start with our
an ode to our friend.
Right, the Vicks. They did a barrel pick. We went on the pick with them. We've talked about it. You guys all know that. So we got the Starlight
maple syrup
finish, and it is delicious.
And it's 113.2 proof coming out of Starlight.
So glad that we were able to participate in that. So that's a killer bottle.
Yep.
So
appreciate you, Keith. Yep. Thanks for letting us be part of it. And
should we move them off to the side since we got so many? Or
let's leave them here for a minute, and then as it piles up, then we'll move. The next one that we have that we've got a duplicate of is this Kentucky Spirit, and that is a Camp Nelson bottle that Vic's got in that I actually went and bought and tasted and thought I want more of that, and I actually backed it up, and then you bought a bottle as well. So
Keith requested this. Obviously, if you know the story behind that, these are pretty special bottles,
right?
That you can get for $49. They're not a bad price. So I picked one up. I think everybody in our group picked one up.
Yeah.
So we're pretty excited about
I
that.
texted everybody. I'm the Wild Turkey guy in our group. I got to have a little bit of this because it's just too good. I'm the Wild Turkey guy in the group, and I said, guys, you need to go grab that bottle. And everybody did. And then Keith actually ended up getting another case of it.
Yeah,
so
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, very good. As close as you'll get to Single Rickhouse, because Single Rickhouse last year was a Camp Nelson F Rickhouse, and this comes from St. Rickhouse.
Yeah.
All right, so it's like you might have a touch more than me, so I'm gonna go ahead. One interesting item here. I'll just do this. Bullet single malt. Keith wasn't moving these bottles too well. He marked them down, and I thought, sure, why not? This actually is a single malt that I don't mind. Kurt from SLB, if you're watching, he gave me a lot of grief over that because he's a single malt guy, and he said, man,
that's not a good one. Yeah.
You've got to find better single malts than that. But I actually liked it. I wouldn't say it was the greatest thing I ever had, but I didn't mind it at all. Yeah. I was happy to get it. So
okay. Anyway. Well, my next one, I'll go with made a trip to the distillery, did a barrel pick. That episode's out.
We'll put a card up here.
And Blanton's was up for the offering that day, so I went ahead and got me a bottle of Blanton's. Figured this would be, if anything, I've got a couple in reserve. Yeah. Anything, this is a good gift. When you're at the distillery and you get it for $65, you can't hardly beat that. So I went ahead and picked one up. And then,
I think it's actually gone up since you've been there.
Is it 70 now? I think everything went up $5. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But like I said, you can't go wrong when you get it at the distillery for cost. So,
right.
I'm happy to get that.
And now it seems like their supply has increased. Going off of this maple syrup, I bought this RD1. It's their bourbon, double finished in oak and maple barrels. It is 99.9 proof. And that is really, really good in the fall. Really great over a fire. That's what I had this weekend over the fire. We did a good number on it. It's really, really good. If you want a sample of that, go ahead and pour yourself some because it is phenomenal. And actually, Barry Breiniger, the national ambassador and co-founder of that distillery, did a tasting at Vic's with this bottle. Yeah. And good stuff.
Yeah. So my next one would also, let's go to a mixer. But the old Overholt. I'm saying it wrong. The 4-year rye. If you need a mixer, this is one of the best ones out there that you can get.
Great old fashioned.
Makes a great old fashioned. So that's what I bought it for. Actually, I bought it for that, and then I wanted to try it against the Sazerac in a Sazerac.
Okay.
To see which one I like the most. So, but I was out, and I needed to replace that one.
Gotcha. So. Cool. Next one for me, underrated bottle, Jack Daniel's Bottled and Bond. I just needed one, and so I went and bought it. And I took a nip out of it, and that's about it. I've not returned to it, so. But if anybody knows me, knows I love Jack Daniel's, and that is a great bottle for $33. So
yeah, no, that's a solid offering. So, okay, more, and this kind of goes into more of a standard offering as well, but it's the new Bardstown High Wheat offering. which is phenomenal. May not be out in everybody's area, but it should be coming soon. If you can get your hands on that, I think it was $49 maybe what they suggested retail. But it is so good. Just a good offering. It's going to be a part of their Origin series.
So readily available in your area. If it's not, it's on its way. So I got to try to find the one that I liked best first. So I like this one second. I had my brother-in-law and sister-in-law came and stayed with me over Labor Day weekend. They brought me a couple bottles, and they went to Benny's, and they just asked Benny's. They said, "Hey, can you get my brother? My brother-in-law has kind of like everything in bourbon. I don't know what I want to get him." And so they went with just their suggestions. And this is Blum Brothers Distilling Company Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It's 100 proof. Galena, Illinois is where it's at. And it says distilled and bottled, so it looks like it's their own juice. And this one was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite of the two. We'll get to that in a moment, but still.
It's always cool when your family tries to get you something that you enjoy. And they know you're into bourbon,
and when they hit it just right. And they like bourbon too. So we actually opened it up and tasted it. So it was fun. And we had a really big. I'll put a photo up here. We had a tasting Sunday afternoon of Labor Day weekend that we brought out some pretty good bottles.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, okay, well, my last this would probably be my last standard offering, which would be the Cedar Ridge Barrel Proof. This one's not in our area. I haven't seen it a whole lot, but it came to our local liquor store, and it's a really solid pour. So I think it was around $45 somewhere in that area, $45 to $50 somewhere around there, but it's solid offering, and I've heard really good things about Cedar Ridge.
Yeah, so. Excellent stuff. Actually, I wouldn't know. I haven't had it. But I'll be getting it at some point. So next for me is my next bottle that my brother-in-law and sister-in-law got me, and this is MB Roland Uncut and Unfiltered Still and Barrel Proof Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And it is 100.6 proof. They've got the mash bill on here, which is 78% white corn, 17 rye, 5% malt, number 4 char oak barrel. And let me tell you, this is a fantastic bottle. I'm not going to tell you a couple details about it because I want to put it on another episode. Okay. But phenomenal bottle. I really, really liked this one. It was our favorite when we opened them. We actually compared them to a few other bottles in my collection, and that one was the winner. And there is a detail in it that you'll be surprised by. So
okay, awesome. Okay, well, my next one, I was down in Versailles, and I went over to Rocco's liquor store, Liquor Depot, and in our neck of the woods, they have a lot of good offerings, and they had this double oaked from Circle City. And it's rumored to be basically this is Elijah Craig barrel proof that they couldn't use, and they ended up they double oaked it and put it out as their own products, and it is phenomenal.
It was good.
It really
was
solid stuff. So
it was really, really good. So great pickup for you. Next for me, actually, my whole collection, I open my bottles. Doesn't matter if they're rare, allocated, or standard shelfers. I open them. But I've got one that I won't open, I don't think. And that is, it's not even impressive. It's just standard old Maker's Mark. But this bottle is a little bit more special because this is my ambassador bottle that I went down and dipped myself. So this is a 1 liter bottle of Maker's Mark. The label's a little bit different than a normal Maker's. It's got my name on it, and it's got my ambassador number on it. And the one unique thing about it is, you can't see it here, but there's a little stamp, a little press that they put on. And the only way that you can get that press on there is if you're an ambassador. Okay. So only ambassador bottles will have that. So that's kind of a cool, cool thing.
Okay, well, my next one actually was one that right off the bat from getting it, it's the Redwood Empire Grizzly Beast. Heard a lot of good things about it. So far, I'm not a fan. It's
me either. We've gotten a little bit of grief over it.
I hope it comes around.
Yeah.
Because I love Redwood Empire.
For sure.
They put out some good stuff. Everything I've had from them has been phenomenal. And so I was really looking forward to this one, and it just didn't agree with my palate. So we'll hopefully here in a few months it opens up, then I'll have a different story.
That's how bourbon is. You know, it doesn't always work out. I too wasn't big on it, and we got a little bit of grief over that, but that's okay. People disagree. Next bottle for me, a lot of people would be excited about. I was excited to get it, but there's a couple other bottles I'm more excited that I got. Weller 12, and it was really good. Got it at MSRP. Thank you, Vicks, and shared it with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law when they came. They thought it was phenomenal, and I would say with Buffalo Trace, all their offerings, I think the Weller line is probably my favorite. And Weller 12 did not disappoint. Really
that's good stuff.
Really good.
The only thing I wish is that they would do a cork just to make sure you could, once you do crack the top, that it's going to last.
Yeah.
That's my only fear of keeping a bottle of theirs around after I crack it.
Right.
But other than that, it's a phenomenal bottle.
Yeah.
So.
Not sure why a 12-year didn't have a cork. But
it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but hey, people are still buying them, and they're. I also got Chattanooga whiskey, their founders 12th anniversary blend. This one was a milk chocolate bomb. It was delicious, and extremely happy that I picked that up. So that was a good find, and not something that I've never seen it in this area in our area. It was the first time I'd seen that and the bottled in bond, and I know that might be a little bit more available than this,
right?
But I'll say this is the 12th year, and the first time I'd ever seen a version of it, so I was excited to get that.
All right, but next for me, I went down to Maker's Mark to get my Ambassador bottle, and they had the Heart Release, which is their new wood finishing series, and I missed out on it when Vicks got some, and so I picked that up, and it actually was $5 less than MSRP.
Wait a minute, Vicks got some?
Vicks did.
I didn't know that.
Keith, you're in trouble.
I missed out on that too.
Yeah, and this one, that's another one. If you have a chance to buy it, do not pass that up. That is a phenomenal bottle.
I'm looking forward to trying it now. So.
Erica keeps going back to it. Just a little nip here and there. She didn't drink a whole lot, and so for her to go back to it,
it says something because her palate's pretty amazing.
She has a better palate than I do. She has
probably better than me too. I'm sure.
Yeah, she should be on this show. We actually should just stop doing it. We should film Erica and edit it.
So okay, well, my next one is I just picked this up over the weekend. It's the Hard Truth. It's the Sweet Mash Rye, and it's the double oaked. And this is a distillery only release right now for the next month, and then it's going to be released out to the public. 16 barrels, so it's a small batch. So, but if you can get your hands on that, I highly suggest it. It's a phenomenal pour.
Yeah, really good stuff, and makes these two Hoosiers very proud. So I keep looking at this.
This is crazy.
This is like what are we doing here?
This is not like us at all.
Yeah, this is not like us at all. So last bottle for me is my most exciting one because I have been looking for it for quite a while, and Jack Daniel's is a really big distillery for me. I'll actually move my Ambassador bottle over here, and that is the Jack Daniel's 10-year. This is batch 3. Yeah, batch 3. I was super excited to get that. I won this in a right to buy lottery at Vicks, and Keith had got it in. He knew I was looking for it, and he was like, Jordan, I really want to save it for the lottery. Are you offended by that? And I said, no, that's totally cool with me. And lo and behold, I was like midway through the pack, basically, 50 people there, and everybody.
And that's the bottle I wanted to.
Yeah, and Brian, I was there for me and Brian, and both of us wanted this bottle. I talked to like 5 other people who were there. They're like, number 1 on our list was Jack 10.
Yeah, so Jordan got lucky. I got lucky too because I got to taste it.
Right.
I've been looking for that.
You're even luckier because you get to drink it and you didn't have to buy it.
Yeah.
So right.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for it. So.
Yeah.
But, okay. Well, my last bottle, and this is one I'd sampled. And we'd had and we loved.
Our good friend both of us, Bill Bryden, shout out to Bill Bryden, provided us the bottle when we did a review for it. And that review was a big one for us.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people to
watch it. It's the little book, chapter 8. It is phenomenal. And it's one that's going to be in our in contention for best of the year.
Yeah.
So I thought I better pick it up.
Right.
I had an opportunity to buy it. I think I got
that same right to buy lottery.
Right. Yeah, I got it for I think $150, which was a good price.
Right.
So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. Now I'm going to have to get a second job and try to recoup all the money that I spent. But I'm happy that I got every one of these bottles. It's even though it costs us a little bit. And this is not like us. This is probably we'll probably have to wait 3 months to do our next bottle haul because it's going to be.
And we'll have half of this.
JTS Brown. And
22 bottles up here. Just counted.
It's crazy.
22 bottles. That is totally unlike us.
Yeah. Our normal budget is usually $100 or $200 a month.
Right. And so to have that much in that short amount of time, that is totally unlike us. But boy, was it a fun month. Our wives aren't maybe too thrilled about that.
Right.
But I keep hearing that every day, right? So, but we're not going to stop.
Yeah.
Not when there's bourbon to buy. And it's, like we said, it's not even bourbon season. Who knows what's going to come our way over the next few months. So let us know in the comments.
What you picked up.
Yeah, what you picked up.
Do you like any of these?
Or what you're most excited about. Did you get any of these bottles? Do you have any thoughts on any of these bottles? Maybe some things that we missed that you got. A lot of people watch from different areas, and different things drop in different areas and are a little bit more readily available.
Right,
so we would be totally interested to hear what you got over the last month. So with that, one cool thing is we've shared a lot of this whiskey with one another and with friends and family. Yeah. And that's a big mantra here with us. Doesn't matter if it's a shelfer or if it's rare.
They're meant to be drinks.
Meant to be meant to be shared. So when you're with your family and your friends, always share your whiskey.